Gordon and I will draw their attention while you get the others away from here. We can grab another train once you're clear.
Okay then. Don't take too long about it, yeah?
Here, let's open up this next track.
Hey guys, welcome back to an architecture tour of Half-Life 2. I'm Simon, and we almost missed a bit of dialogue.
Doc, we don't have time for this.
Anyway, so we came through the courtyard. We brought some of the resistance guys with us. I mean, I was thinking about the hospital and the train entrance, or the train station entrance section.
I'll see you out there.
You know, I mean, it's got the puzzles and it's kind of alright. It just doesn't feel as epic as some of the other bits that we've played through
Gordon, get
so
a move
far.
on.
It didn't really have the flair or the... No, I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure what it is. Like, it didn't have the intensity or the...
Okay then. Take care of yourselves.
or the dramatic
See you out there.
environments or anything like that. Anyway, we'll keep going. So this is the final battle of episode 1.
Bye, Barney. Good luck.
See you when I see ya.
So we are in... I mean, this is a freight train station, clearly, and there's cranes and containers and everything. Apart from, you know, once again, it's very short. The length of the station is very short, but apart from that, it's fairly good. Fairly plausible. Nova Prospect. That's interesting.
I'll
Security.
get a head start on the next train. No time to lose.
Anyway, we get a dramatic reveal, I think.
We really need to keep going.
So, let's see. Let's use that. Oh, I don't have enough ammo. Let's use that. So once again we're in a situation where a strider is, you know, modifying the environment as we are moving through it. So, you know, it's quite reminiscent of the Strider battles back in Half-Life 2, before we got to the Citadel. How things were getting blown up as we're moving through them. Ouch. Ouch.
Emergency. User dead imminent.
But I don't know. Containers. Yeah, it's quite... It's fairly dramatic. Using cover and where are we going? This way. Circling upwards. But you know, instead of a building, this time it's containers. I think we need to get up there. Being watched quite closely. Ouch. Okay. Whoa. Anyway, we need to keep going. Ouch. The citadel's out there. That's pretty cool. Not, ouch. Not much to say about the arc. I mean, it's just a shed. And I think this has been the case for most of episode 1. Since we left the Citadel, the environments have not been very interesting. Ouch. Yeah, since we left the Citadel, the environments have not been very good. I mean, you know, the hospital was, you know, incoherent. It was mostly corridors and rooms. The train station, I mean, it's nowhere near it. I mean, I get it, right? It's a service, or it's a freight station. It's not a passenger station. So it's not going to be like the train station that we arrived in at the beginning of Half-Life 2. And I guess, you know, after the latest sequences, after the later parts of, you know, Half-Life 2, it's kind of difficult to keep up the quality, I guess. I mean, you know, the Strider battles there, you know, it's pretty difficult to top that, is what I'm trying to say. It's pretty difficult to do even better than those. I mean, Episode 1 did introduce a number of new mechanics. You know, remember?
Fantastic job, Gordon. You're my new hero.
Great.
Oh, I don't believe it. I think we're actually gonna make it out of here. Quick now, let's get the train moving.
Alright.
Jump on, Gordon. I'm right behind you.
Let me think. Yeah, like, should I recap now or during the credits? I'll recap now. I mean, we went back into the Citadel. There was some new elements, like the putting the balls in the switches with the gravity gun, and that was a new mechanic in the Citadel. And then going through and containing the core, you know, that was quite good. I mean, I've got my thing about the high dynamic range lighting, which I really like. But you know, that environment. Oh, and we also got the combine advisors were shown to us in that, you know, hibernation facility, I guess it was. You know, that really showed more of the Citadel. That wasn't really shown in the end of Half-Life 2, I think. I guess the Citadel part in the Half-Life 2 was a little bit rushed, maybe. And they made up for that in Episode 1. But once we got out, we got the zombie thing, which was, you know, again a new mechanic, using the flashlight and Alex helping out. And, you know, fighting zombies in the dark, you know, that's interesting, but, you know, architecturally it's just dark, there's nothing to see. And car park again, you know, it suits the gameplay and it fits the story, but not very impressive. I don't mean it's a car park. After that, we went through the city and met up with Barney and the Resistance. You know, the city bit, nothing new. Went through the hospital. The hospital really made no sense. I can't get over that. No, even right from the start, you went into a storage area, to a corridor, into a service area. Like there was no real access to that corridor where there were rooms, you know, where there were hospital rooms. And then we went out into an attic, and then back down through some generic hospital bits that kind of just linked from one corridor to another without seeming to make any sense beyond that. So yeah, not too keen on that. And after that is the train station battle. Again, new mechanic, you know, you're escorting people back and forth, and then as you go you get different types of combine coming. You get the soldiers, you get the scanners dropping the mines, and then you get the armored vehicle firing rockets at you. Yeah, I mean, and then you get a sniper as well. So you know, the whole cast, the whole combine cast came out to play. But again, like it was like the combat was varied, and then as a challenge, it's okay as a challenge, but the environment again was not used very much. I mean, the only thing that really changed was that train falling down, if you remember, in the repair shed, and that changed your path a little bit. But beyond that, you know, the level didn't really, you know, there was nothing new in that sense. And then here, a Strider battle again. We have the environment deforming as you kind of run around in circles up to the top and then get to the rockets. I mean, that sort of thing we've been through before in Half-Life 2. And so now we're doing it again, and again it's nothing new. So, and you know, this environment itself is not all that epic. So I mean if you read the reviews for episode 1, I think most people have a similar sentiment. Like, it's well done for what it is, but given that, you know, Half-Life 2 has already happened, it didn't offer too many new things, which is a little bit unfair, because there were the new mechanics, as I said, but yeah, it just didn't have the same intensity that was at the end of Half-Life 2, and it seemed like it didn't really pick up from there and
We did it, Gordon.
evolve from there.
Here we go. We did it, Gordon.
You said that already. I guess it doesn't matter too much in the end. Let's stand here and watch the cinematics. So, again, the train is in this.
The transmission's going out.
The train is in this narrow ditch, which is slightly unrealistic. But again, you know, it's blocking off the landscape on either side. Look at that wall.
Oh my god.
And that's one other thing, you know, we went when we were on the train, you saw that we went past the wall. I don't think we ever got a sense of, you know, the complete war. Supposedly wars are to, you know, contain a specific area of land, and, you know, to keep certain people out and then to protect certain people inside, or the other way around if it's a prison. But, you know, we always saw bits of the Combine War. And even in Half-Life 2 it was slightly more coherent than in Episode 1. In Half-Life 2 it seemed like the war was around the Citadel. And I guess there was a bit of a war in Nova Prospekt as well, and so in Half-Life 2 you did get the sense that outside the war was more resistance and then inside the war was more Combine. But in Episode 1 it seemed like that all got mixed up a bit. You know, again, you know, it's lack of... Yeah, so it just crashed because it tried to show the preview trailer for Episode 2, but Fraps was still recording, so it crashed. Anyway, I'll finish my thought. You know, I would have appreciated a clearer view of, you know, exactly where the war is, and, you know, what's outside and what's inside and all that. And yeah, I think Episode 1 is just a little less coherent than Half-Life 2. You know, the original. Anyway, I think I've said pretty much what I wanted to say. And in terms of, you know, actual proper architecture, you know, actual storytelling through the architecture, there wasn't really any of it in Episode 1. I mean, remember back in Half-Life, we came in through the train station and the first vista showed you the Citadel and then the relationship between the Combine and humanity, and then, you know, throughout the rest of the game, well, not throughout, but sprinkled through the rest of the game, there were real bits of, you know, meaningful architecture and decent storytelling through the architecture, which didn't happen in Episode 1. Anyway, next up is Episode 2, and I'll see you then.